I don't even know what to say yet.
No, because I do. And it's mostly screaming.
That ending felt like the movie looked directly at me and said,
I feel judged. Personally, spiritually, medically.
I don't think that ending was trying to shock us.
No, it was trying to expose us.
And I think it succeeded.
Because that wasn't chaos.
That was a statement, and we need to talk about it. By the time the substance ends, it's not trying to scare you anymore. It's trying to expose you. Welcome back to the Duo's Corner, where stories come alive, ideas ignite, and every opinion matters.
I'm Ruby, your tech-themed truth teller with a little too much attitude.
And I'm DJ, your warehouse philosopher, breaking down stories like they just dropped on streaming.
This is the Duo's
This
Corner
video
breakdown.
is a full spoiler breakdown of the substance. Not just what happens, but why it happens. Because this movie isn't confusing by accident. It's cruel on purpose.
At the center of the substance is Elizabeth Sparkle, played by Demi Moore, a woman whose entire identity has been built on being seen. She's famous, she's polished, she's marketable, until she isn't. She's fired not for lack of talent, not for failure, but for aging. Quietly, casually, like it's a scheduling issue. And that moment matters because the movie makes it clear Elizabeth doesn't lose her job, she loses her value. That's when the substance enters her life, not as a miracle, not even as temptation, but as a transaction.
The drug doesn't promise happiness. It promises relevance. When Elizabeth takes it, Sue is born, played by Margaret Qualley. Sue isn't a clone. She isn't a daughter. She's Elizabeth. Refined, optimized, weaponized for a culture that only loves women when they're new. They share one consciousness, split across two bodies, bound by a rule that sounds simple. 7 days each. Balance. Fairness. But the movie immediately tells us that's a lie. Sue's world is bright, fast, rewarded. Elizabeth's world is quiet, rotting, ignored. And every time Sue takes a little more time, just a day, just a moment, Elizabeth pays for it physically. Bruises, decay, pain.
This is where the horror really lives. Sue isn't stealing Elizabeth's life. Society is rewarding her. Sue becomes more famous, Elizabeth becomes more disposable. And here's the key detail people miss. Sue isn't evil. She's obedient. She does exactly what the system asks her to do. Be younger, be prettier, be tireless, take up space. And the system responds by giving her everything.
The more Sue succeeds, the more Elizabeth disappears. That's not a personal failure. That's the design. By the time Elizabeth tries to reclaim control, it's already too late. The rules were never meant to be enforced equally. The substance doesn't care about balance. It cares about output. The more Sue succeeds, the more Elizabeth disappears. That's not a personal failure. That's the design. By the time Elizabeth tries to reclaim control, it's already too late. The rules were never meant to be enforced equally. The substance doesn't care about balance. It cares about output.
This is the thesis of the movie Made Flesh. That final creature is not punishment, it's exposure. It's what happens when one person is forced to split themselves to survive a system that only rewards one version of them: youth, beauty, performance.
And notice this, the crowd doesn't run. They don't stop watching. That's the real ending. The monster isn't rejected.
The
It's
substance is
consumed.
saying that perfection culture doesn't destroy you by accident, it destroys you by design. You are allowed to exist, but only in your most profitable form. Everything else is collateral damage.
This isn't a movie about loving yourself.
It's a movie about what happens when the world won't let you. If this movie made you uncomfortable, hit like
If you've ever felt replaceable, leave a comment.
and subscribe because Duo's Corner doesn't look away.
Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. This was an absolutely crazy, crazy movie. Hope you guys enjoyed it. Can't wait to see you in the next one. Always check the playlist. And this is fun. Thanks for watching. Peace.